Hello, welcome to Graham's Storytime. This is another Morris book. This one doesn't have Boris. I think the author started making books about Morris and then he added Boris later. This book was written in 1960. That was a little while ago. I think I was 6 years old in 1960. So that was a little while ago. um, so this is a story called Morris is a Cowboy, a Policeman, and a Babysitter. And this says B. Wiseman. But we know because of the other books that his name is Bernard Wiseman. That is the person who wrote the story and drew the pictures. This actually says Story and Pictures by B. Wiseman. But we know his name is Bernard. And so there is Morris the Moose, in alliteration, M-M, Morris Moose. Morris is a cowboy, a policeman, and a babysitter. That is a weird combination of things. All right, so here we go. Here's that main page, and it says Morris is a cowboy, a policeman, and a babysitter. All right, so it starts with Morris is a policeman, and he's walking into the police station. Morris the Moose wanted to be a policeman. He went to see the chief of police. Sometimes I have to look at the page because I don't know all the words. Can I be a policeman? Morris asked. The chief laughed. You're a moose, but we can try. And he gave Morris a police coat and hat and badge and a whistle. Woo, that moose is much bigger than the police chief. Morris put the hat on his antler, and the chief said, no, put it on your head. So Morris put the hat on his head, and he hung the whistle on his antler. That's a good thing for antlers. Then he went to work, and he held up his hoof. Can you see that picture okay? He held up his hoof, and he whistled, stop. He waved his hoof, and he whistled, go. And he whistled all day long. The next morning, it rained, and Morris had to wear a raincoat. The rain left big puddles, and Morris carried the children across the puddles. They didn't get wet feet. Ooh, this says police stable. A stable is where you keep horses. The chief gave Morris a police horse to ride. The horse said, gee, you're a moose. Yes, Morris said, and I'm heavy. I'll walk so you won't get tired. Yeah, in real life, a moose is bigger than a horse. They walked to the fruit store, and the fruit man gave them each an apple. Then they walked to the park, and the horse talked to the zebra, and Morris said, hello to the moose. Some people fed Morris peanuts. They said, you are and he said, you are very nice to policemen. Morris said, keep off the grass. He kept it clean. So the sign says, keep off the grass. So Morris told him, keep off the grass. Don't walk on the grass. Do you know why he wanted to keep it clean? He liked to eat clean grass. All right, Morris and the horse saw a pony giving rides, and the moose said, I bet he never gets a rest. Morris and the horse gave the children rides, and the pony took a rest. Oh, look at that. Fun. A little boy yelled, yippee, I'm a cowboy. What's that? Morris asked. Cowboy. A boy told Morris about cowboys and cows in the West. I'm going west, Morris said. It sounds like fun. I chopped off his head. Morris is a cowboy. Okay, chapter 2. Morris is a cowboy. Morris was in a hurry. He ran all the way. He was out of breath. breath when he got to the west. Where is the west? Morris saw two cowboys. He said, I want to be a cowboy too. There he is. I want to be a cowboy too. They laughed. You're a moose, but we'll let you try. They gave Morris a cowboy suit and hat and a big white cowboy horse. When Morris got on, the horse bucked, and Morris yelled, Yippee! A buck is when the horse kicks up his back legs, and a lot of times people go flying off when they do that, but I guess Morris held on. Then Morris said, would you like a ride? And the horse got on Morris. Morris bucked as hard as he could, and the horse yelled, Yippee! Morris tried to lasso a cow, and he swung the lasso around his head, but his antlers got in the way, and Morris lassoed them. He lassoed himself. That night, Morris tried to sing the cows to sleep, but a moose sounds like the horn on a car. Honk, honk. The cows couldn't sleep, and the horses put a hoof in each ear. So I guess it didn't sound very nice. Honk, honk. Morris sang so much he got tired and he fell asleep, and so did all the horses and cows. In the morning, the cowboys washed. Morris was the last to finish. He had more face to wash. When it got late, Morris left. On his way back to the cowboys, he saw a moose. He yelled, hello! It wasn't a moose. It was a cactus. And a cactus is a plant with spikes. And Morris said, hello. It was a cactus, but Morris said hello anyway. It's fun to talk, Morris laughed. It's fun to go to town and get a job and do lots of talking. Okay, now he's ready to go talking. And there's the town. Morris is a babysitter. This is chapter 3 in this book. So this sign in the window says, Babysitter Wanted. When Morris got to town, he saw a sign. It said, Babysitter Wanted. Morris said, that's a good job for me. I could tell stories. And he knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. There we go. Can you see the picture? And a lady opened it, and he said, I want to be a babysitter. And the lady said, you're a moose, but I'll let you try. Come on in. Oh, my goodness. He said, this is our boy, Herbert. Morris said, hello, Herbert. And Herbert said, are you a cowboy? I was, Morris said, long ago. Like the day before. The lady and her husband left, and Morris and Herbert said goodbye. Morris said, Herbert, it's time to put on your pajamas. Can you do that alone? Herbert said yes, but Morris tried to help him anyway. He was in a hurry. He wanted to tell Herbert stories. So Herbert says, I can get dressed by myself, but look at Morris wants to help him anyway. Morris put the pants on Herbert's head. Oh dear, Morris cried. Morris put the pants on his head. He says, oh dear, you're standing upside down. Herbert put the pajamas on himself. He got in bed and said, now tell me a story. Tell me about Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, do you know that story about Little Red Riding Hood? Well, Morris began. There was once a little boy named... No! Herbert yelled. It was a girl. Oh, yes, Morris said. And there was once a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. Well, Herbert, this little girl went to visit her grandfather. Herbert shook his head. No, you mean her grandmother. Oh, this is him shaking his head. No, 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 no. Oh, yes, her grandmother, Morris laughed. Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, one day, this little boy went to visit his grandmother. Herbert yelled, "It was a girl." "I know grandmothers are girls," Morris said. Herbert shook his head again. "No, the little boy was a girl." "How can a little boy be a girl?" Morris asked. Herbert sighed. "In the story, she was a girl." "Oh, all right," Morris said, and then he went on. Well, this little girl, who was a grandmother, visited a little boy. "No, no, no," Herbert cried. "A little girl named Little Red Riding Hood visited her grandmother." "Oh, yes," Morris said. "Well, when she got there, she found a fox in the bed." "The fox was a wolf," Herbert yelled. "How can a fox be a wolf?" Morris asked. Herbert said, "In the story, it was a wolf. You see, here's how it happened. This wolf made believe he was the grandmother." And Morris said, "And then?" So Herbert's telling Morris the story now. Then Herbert went on. "The little girl named Red Riding Hood went to visit her grandmother. When she saw the wolf, she said, 'Grandma, what big eyes you have.'" Morris says, "And what did the wolf say?" And Herbert told him the whole story. When he was done, Morris said, "How did you like the story I just told you?" "The story you told me." And Herbert laughed. He thought that was so funny. "Yes," Morris said, "the one about Little Green Riding Hood. Did you like it?" "It was a good story," Herbert sighed. "I like stories about foxes." Then Herbert yawned. He was tired. When Herbert's parents came home, he was asleep. They said, "You're a good babysitter. Will you babysit again?" They're saying, "You're a good babysitter." Morris said, "Sure. I know lots of stories to tell Herbert. I will tell him about the 4 little pigs, Jack and Bill, the pretty duckling, and Jack and the cornstalk." The parents laughed and waved goodbye, and Morris said, "Now I think I'll go to sleep." He lay down under a tree, and just before he closed his eyes, he said, "Let's see, was that story about 4 little pigs, or was it 5 little pigs?" That's kind of a silly story. Morris gets everything wrong. All right, that was fun. I bought some more Dr. Seuss books because I know Juliet asked for some of those. So in the future, maybe I'll be reading a few Dr. Seuss books. And I have a couple other surprises that I got, but you'll hear about those later. All right, bye-bye.